How we feeling? How's everyone feeling out there? Little round of applause. Got some energy. Yeah,
Nice.
vibes. All
Love
right.
to hear that.
All right, Ben. How you feeling?
Really good. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Vinny Fiorenza with Vinny Fiorenza. We're here at Breakroom 86, rocking and rolling.
Let's give it up for Breakroom 86.
Woo!
Breakroom
Appreciate it
86. Breakroom 86 has been kind to host us these past few months. We've been doing an industry podcast once a month here, so we want to give a shout out to everyone at Breakroom 86. Want to give a shout out to DJ Q Nice wherever he's at in the building, and I'm your co-host Freddie Girlando. Should we banter a little bit, or should we get right into it? I know you like the banter.
We love banter. Let's get into introducing our amazing guest.
We're going to go right into the guest. All right, here we go. Let's generate some energy, guys. Generate some energy.
Yeah,
Drum roll.
happy feet.
All right, first guest. First up, here we go. She is a casting director from Los Angeles, California. Having worked in the field for 6 years, she has been a part of a wide variety of television projects, features, shorts, and music videos, working alongside names such as David Fincher, Justin Lin, and David E. Kelly. She is currently the casting associate on ABC's Grey's Anatomy, and was most recently the casting director for 2 features on the Lifetime Network. My friends, please give a warm, generous welcome for Audrey Loeb. Audrey! Do we have some background music? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. That's a little Price is Right? Little Price Right?
Love it.
How are we feeling, Audrey?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm doing well.
Great.
Doing well.
Yeah, thank you
for
for
having me.
Yeah, and thanks for being here.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining. Oh, we're gonna get right into the next guest. Second guest coming up. Hold for applause. He grew up in the entertainment industry, booking his first professional gig at 7. A graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, he came home to storytelling, working as a theater actor in classical and musical theater, as well as directing. Since transplanting to Los Angeles, he's found a home casting commercials, independent films, studio films, network, and streaming television. He's worked with such casting offices including UDK, Veronica Rooney, Nancy Nayor, Alexa Fogel, and Lisa Fields. Recent projects include ABC's Big Sky, Fox's 911, and American Horror Story. My friends, please give a tremendous welcome to Leo Wolfe in the building. Here we go. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
loving it.
we're
I'm
happy
digging
to
the
have
energy
you.
tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice little, midweek madness. Wednesday, we're here, chilling out.
Rocking and rolling.
Shout out Breakroom 86 again. Shout out everyone that's tuning in on YouTube. And let's get into the last guest. He is the head of publishing and partner at Echobend. Echobend is a full-service production, post, and music publishing house specializing in narrative-driven brand content. He is a composer, producer, and entrepreneur. He has a full heart in supporting the new version of the entertainment industry and is doing it with Sony Music Publishing. My friends, another warm welcome for Morgan Dorr. Morgan Dorr in the building, making his stride. What's up, bud? Good to see you, pal.
Giving some love.
Thank you for joining us.
Hey,
Take a
look
seat. Take a seat.
at Pro wrestler over here. He loves a good stage.
We need some entrance music. DJ Q's not in the booth, but it's okay. Usually he gives us sound effects like pew, 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 but I can just do them throughout the show. All right.
Yeah, let's rock. Let's
get
go.
right
I
into it, shall we?
appreciate you all being here. This is amazing. We got some unique individuals from all different angles of the industry. A couple people from casting, music, production, and all the above. So something I like to ask everyone, if you could give a little bit of your own version of an intro for yourself, and what got you into entertainment? Want to start us off? Ladies first.
Sure. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Audrey, I've mentioned. I got into entertainment. I was actually working in nonprofits for children on the autism spectrum. And I was working as a scheduler, so I was pairing the therapists with the children. And I wanted to look for a change, but sort of stay in something I felt like I could help people with. And I've always sort of had an affinity for casting. And I realized you're just pairing roles. It's the same. It's sort of a very similar task. And I love, being able to give people jobs and the excitement people have when they finally, get the job. So. Yeah.
Nice, beautiful. Thank
That's
you.
awesome. That's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, Leo, what brought you into entertainment? We gave a little bit before, but we'd rather hear it from you.
Well, I did start as a kid, so I didn't really have a choice. Entertainment kind of landed on me before I knew what I was doing, but I didn't take it seriously, so I went in a completely different direction career-wise, and kind of when I got out of that path, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I realized that storytelling was just kind of in my DNA.
Nice.
So I came back to it as an actor, and then eventually got into casting and really found that I love being a part of helping to assemble the people who are going to tell the story. I think it's a little safer on this side of the camera.
And you started at 7.
I did.
Do you remember that? What was that first gig that you booked?
It was a production of Pippin, and
All right.
I was Theo in it. a little
Started in
kid.
the theater.
So yeah, and I got to say that's not a duck, dummy, and I thought it was the best thing in the world to be able to say that to an adult, and not get in trouble.
Heck yeah, let's give it up for Pippin.
Miss those days.
Pippin fans out there? Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Leo.
Morgan, what brought you into the entertainment space?
Music first.
Love that.
Yeah, and then composing for film and television, and recently with Andre and Iteka, we have been building a kind of multifaceted production studio called Echobend Pictures, and essentially just kind of focusing on being as inventive and as entrepreneurial as we can in the space. As you know, jobs kind of come from weird places, and you have to keep your eyes and ears open to the universe and allow the creativity to flow through you and to you in many different forms. And that's what we do at Echobend.
Nice. We're so happy to have you guys here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us again, all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's an
Appreciate
honor.
it.
It's great.
I just wanted to also give a special shout out to Women's Create with Faith Abraham.
Shout out Faith Abraham. Faith!
Yes.
Out there somewhere, but she helped bring a couple
Yes.
of these lovely casting people up here, and also
Thank you, Faith.
re-shout out Echobend and a bunch of people from their team. Great to work with.
EB.
Andre and Iteka.
amazing. And they've helped out a lot with our music showcases, and we've helped them as well. It's been a great partnership that we've developed together over these past few months. Also, I wanted to mention that we're going to be opening up to questions. So if you want to keep it in the back of your head, let us know. Let us know if you got any. So, how did you actually get into casting, Audrey? And also, with that, actually, let me take that back a step. What is casting? Just for our audience that might not be completely aware.
Oh, that works very well. Okay. Casting it's basically, at least the casting that I've worked in, is anybody you see speaking on a television show or a movie are the people we find. So, if you have a role that, even if it's one line of somebody, agonizing in pain on Grey's Anatomy, for example, that would be us. So it's, a number of auditions. We see a lot of different actors, and we see them just how they portray the role, and that's really kind of the fun part about it is I love being able to see how different people read the same scene, and yeah.
It's
Pretty awesome. So.
awesome. Yeah, I guess a similar question for you, Leo. How does being in casting make you feel? Tell us about the beginning to end, about the process, and then how do you feel about it after the fact?
I came into everything kind of as an actor first, so that was kind of really enlightening for me the first time that I was working on the casting side, and you start to kind of realize the difference between what your perception is of what the casting process is as an actor versus what's actually happening in the casting process. And in the end, I think our job is to find a handful of people that are different from each other, that can all do a very good job of telling the story that particular role is trying to tell. And then at the end of the day, the producers, the directors, the studio, they'll weigh in and assemble kind of their favorites of the different roles. So our job is to kind of help give them a lot of great options, help find the right actors to tell that piece of the story. So it's an exciting place to be. I think we get an early take at sort of shaping the direction that the story might go.
Beautiful. Yeah, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I completely agree with it. I think it's, I was never an actor, so it is a really different place for me to come from. So, yeah.
Does it feel good? Help like getting actors onto the screen like in that way, like that whole process for you?
I didn't know if he was asking you or me. Oh. I would say yes. I'm assuming as an actor, it's probably even more. There's another layer to it.
I think my favorite moments are when it's someone unexpected.
Nice.
When you get to kind of discover something that either their read on the role was a wild card and it was something very different and everybody just falls in love with it. That's an exciting moment because that's the place where I think it feels like what we do can really make a difference.
Yeah.
Totally. But this show is about versatility in every corner of the entertainment space. So I wanted to also bring Morgan here to explain a little bit to our music people that are here tonight. Like, what is publishing and what goes into that? Yeah, like I know it's a lot, probably a mouthful.
It's a loaded question.
First of all, I'd love to say something about casting if I can, Vinny.
Of course, we would love that.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding. Just want to say good luck to everybody. Land those parts. Go for it. In a nutshell, publishing is the IP behind a song or a composition. So essentially, mailbox money, as you often hear it referred to. It's similar to like a SAG royalty, but it's for a piece of music that you've written or composed.
Nice.
And for someone that has no idea about publishing music or whatever the case, the day-to-day of that, like say you get I'm assuming you're the person that catches the inquiries of songs to be used in projects or whatever the case. So what exactly does that entail?
How are the dollars generated? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Essentially, the way it works at our company, Echobend Recording Company, is there's a director or there's an agency or any sort of filmmaker will come and say, hey, I need music. I have this much money or I have zero much money. We promise you guys can have back end, so, and then essentially one of our 17 composers will create either a custom piece or we go into the library and grab something that fits the creative brief.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Some that I'm always curious about, especially on the casting side, especially because I came from the management world, is it cool for actors to reach out to casting directly? And how do you guys feel about that?
No.
Well, let's hear it from our casting people.
And if they do reach out, what is the best way to get on your radar? In the email, what would you like to see in the email? What's a solid, good, hello, this is me, I'm an actor email to get on your radar?
I mean, I would say just something simple like that, I think we have, I think it's a whole new world now that we're working so remotely that we do, it is obviously more, not right, but, I think going through a manager or going through an agent is, the more, I guess, proper way of doing things. But it also depends on the actor's relationship with their reps. So if their reps are comfortable with it, if they're going to pitch themselves, they do it, and then we'll reach out to the reps. So.
And I think I have more specific picky tastes about emails just because I feel like I get inundated a lot of times with things I don't know what to do with.
Yes.
Things I personally dislike strongly are newsletter style, like just emails that they blanket out to everybody. I don't really understand what to do with that. What I do enjoy, if you see that I'm working on a particular show and you feel like there's something in your reel that makes you a good fit for that show, that's interesting to me. Yeah. That's something that there's something I can do with. Or if it's an actor that I've seen before that I know, I love if they've just done something recently and have a clip. Something like that just helps to inform what they're up to now. But I feel like some people just reach out because people tell them you're supposed to. but they don't know what to say.
Interesting.
And then I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's like I get a lot of email like that, and I just don't know what to do with it.
I mean, I think, yeah, we get, I mean, you know, when we're working on projects, we get hundreds of pitches a day. I would look at you, but the mic doesn't know.
Oh,
Make it count, folks.
It's
Make it
I
count.
get
It's not working for me, guys.
Giving up on holding it.
Yeah, I have. But I don't, you know, I think that the pitches and news style letters, I think the issue for us is we're so constantly busy when we're like, it's such a fast-paced environment that we have to be working in. And so if it is an email that's, you know, 3 pages long, we actually don't have time to read it, but we feel, I mean, I don't know if I can speak for casting, but we feel badly because we do want to be able to give everyone a chance. So, you know, it is helpful when they add, I know this sounds simple, but headshots in a pitch. Sometimes it's, you know, an entire page of writing, and then the headshots are at the bottom, so you don't really get to see who the actor is, and what you're going to see on screen is their face, so... You know, and so, you know, if they just have a link to their reel, if we don't have time to click on it, we'll sometimes miss over possibly someone who's, you know, incredible and, you know, an unturned stone. So
There's nothing wrong with making it just short and concise.
exactly, yeah.
You know,
So
I fell victim to it in the past a lot. I would write my whole life story, and you know, I wonder why there was no
seems
response.
so
but it's
unlike
okay.
you.
We live
That
and we
seems
learn.
so
We live and we learn. That's why we're here. For those that are watching.
I love it. So concise and avoid writing things that look like newsletters. Make them personal. So with that being said, if you're a music artist, producer, or whatever Echobend is looking for, how do we get in touch with you? And also, like, what type of people are reaching out?
You know, Vinny,
Talk to me.
Let me hear it.
it's the same exact thing in the music world, and I do very minimal casting at Echobend. In fact, the way we work it is kind of, if we're executive producing a film or putting something together, like typically we build a package with the actors, you know, already attached. So it's kind of like putting a film together in reverse. So I don't really know how the advice applies there, but if you're marketing yourself via email, as most of us are in the beginning, you have to do it with tact. You have to find a way to communicate who you are in a unique and special way. And you got to make it short and sweet.
Love that. Thank you. We have a lot of experience with like some major studios on this stage. What has your experience been like working with a show like Grey's Anatomy?
You know, it's crazy, but it's actually really fun. You know, we came in season 17, so we came in very late into the show. Going on season 20 though, we're still coming back.
Let's go. Shout out Grace.
Wow.
Long run. Shout out Grace. Classic. Legendary.
So we're excited, but you know, I think that was sort of the hardest part, was us coming and taking over for another team that had been there. So it's sort of, everybody has every casting office, I'm sure you can attest to, have their different ways of doing things. And so it's just you trying to find your groove with the production. And I mean, we made ourselves at home, so we're having a great time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, what about yourself, Leo? Yeah, tell us about some of the experiences on the...
The interesting thing is you have the kind of creative team and their side of things, and that's sort of our first interface. But at the end of the day, the studios are the ones that are making the shows. So that's part of, I think, what is interesting in casting, because we have a relationship, we have a casting team at the studio that we work with, in addition to the producers, the showrunner on the production side. So, you know, when you're kind of at that level, it's a lot of different tastes that need to be satisfied. So it's a lot of people that I think for us, we need to kind of be aware of what it is they're looking for out of particularly the larger roles on a show, and just make sure that we're keeping everybody's interests in mind as we're presenting everything.
No, absolutely.
Wow, that sounds difficult. Many masters to please.
It's a lot of cooks, but you know, you figure it out. So.
Yeah.
So Morgan was also a performer. Worked with a lot of on a lot of big stages and dealt with a lot of contracts and a lot of things like that.
It's true.
Yeah. So tell us about your world in like what it's been like performing in some of those settings, and what it's been like to deal with, say, labels and things like that. Like I'm saying, like comparison to studios and stuff.
I think it's always hard at any point in climbing the ladder, dealing with creative folks. We've all had experience with the client. A lot of times their job is to just give notes. And you're like, but it was fine on version 1, so you're going to have people doing that to you your whole lives. Me, as a 41-year-old divorcee, I still have it in my life as well, but Vinny is absolutely right. I spent more than a decade in a top 40 band called Boys Like Girls, and we had, a bunch of hits, Taylor Swift duet, global tours. It was an incredible chapter in my life, and incredibly trying.
Yeah.
I'll level with you. There's a lot of lessons to be learned along this winding road of life. However, look at them as lessons, absorb them as lessons, and apply them as technique.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate
Love
you
that.
being here. That was huge. Yeah, thank you.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Come on, let's give it up.
Yeah, thank you,
Or the
Morgan.
snaps. I know we want to clap though. Come on.
If you guys have any questions, like feel free to just raise a hand.
Let's check in. Do we have any questions in the audience? Anyone burning desires of questions to be had? Anyone?
Come back. But I also wanted to ask Morgan, with your experience, tell us about like being a part of starting Echobend, and like about how do you take your experiences and translate it into your Echobend new world?
We started in a garage, which we still have operational now. We call it Garage Mahal. Iteka named it. I can't take credit for that name, but it's a harmonious place that we still work in. We started in one tower as production, and the music team was huddled into, I was the music team and huddled into this garage. And now it's a sacred place for us, fully calibrated for 7.1 surround sounds and all of your mix needs. And it's a place that we all like to have lunch. And now we have kind of our own 4 floors and 3 different studios. But quite simply, I think that coming off of a mountain of a career and being used to doing things a certain way and feeling the industry change and feeling myself get older and older, I knew I had to make a change and be willing to kind of accept some of the new shit in the world and the way people want to do business. So I just huddled up next to these 32-year-old guys that are now my partners, and I believed in, and they were like, we just want to send positive messages to the world. And I'm like, so you want to do this? You want to go up against Warner Bros., all these people in town? This will never work. Come in! And then we went, and I think somehow we caught lightning in a bottle. But like I said, allowing the neural pathways, allowing weird shit to come into your life. And, motion creates motion. I forget how I say that. Iteka, what's the new saying? Activity breeds success. Motion creates motion.
I love that.
Yeah.
Get that on a T-shirt.
That's a great
And congrats to you guys, man,
Yeah.
from taking it from the garage to the town.
The Garage
Yep.
Mahal.
If I could share some of our recent accolades.
Absolutely, yeah, go for it.
We just got nominated 3 times for the VMAs, and we won once for Hip Hop Video of the Year with Miss Nicki Minaj.
Let's
Wow,
go.
congrats.
Shout out, let's go. Congrats, buddy. Congrats, squad. That's great. That's great.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Also,
Yeah,
41 is not that old. I just need to put that out there.
He loves
You don't
his
know what
wife.
it's like to get divorced, I mean, you're. I'm sorry, you're a lot younger than me.
Okay.
So I'll leave it at that. But nice try. No, if anybody wants to talk about that, I'm
Any questions about divorce?
Sorry, I opened this door.
I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Speaking of, it has nothing to do with divorce, but lulls in careers or the low points, or whatever the case. To segue into that, Fred.
Yeah, let's keep it positive.
Yeah, for sure. So there has been a strike that is been going on. I know the WGA made a deal, that's amazing.
Happy about that.
Yeah, we can clap for that for sure.
Yeah, for real.
SAG went back to the tables. During the strike, what were some of the ways, I mean, we're still on a strike, to keep busy, stay active? I know there's not a lot of work, especially on castings and, as well. It's on everyone's not working. What are the ways that you've been able to stay busy, active, creative? This is for Leo and Audrey, specifically.
Got it.
Morgan, I got you, buddy.
A loaded question.
Because people ask me, hey, what are you doing to stay busy during the strike? And as an actor or a filmmaker or a producer, there's not much work out, but I was always curious about, what people are up to.
It's interesting because I live with my partner who's a photographer. So, we're both actually very into the arts. And, I think we've just been able to, continue being able to do that. He's been fortunate enough to continue working in music videos, for example. So I've been able to, sort of be around that and still have some sort of, I guess, feeling I'm in it. But, also I've been sort of, I think just, taking the time I think everybody else has to try to, do everything we aren't able to do when we're working because it's so 0 to 100. So, going to all the doctor's appointments we need to go to and learning life skills that we don't have.
We need to make sure we're healthy, yeah.
Reading my calendar.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's been an interesting time, and it's obviously, every day's a little different, but, I think staying positive and
the one cool thing that I have had time to do, kind of back to the idea that we're usually so busy, is actually general meetings. So it's been a good opportunity to have time to, just go grab a coffee with somebody, just get to know people that we don't normally get to. So.
Like you guys.
Yeah,
Nice,
absolutely.
here we are.
And thank you again for joining us.
Doing things
again.
like this.
Yeah,
That's how we've been keeping
this is very
busy.
fun.
Exactly.
Yes.
So on the opposite side, what are you guys like most excited about? Like once this thing ends, like what's a
paycheck?
Okay, there we are. That's
For sure.
yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think also, I love my job, so I think just getting back into it.
Nice.
And I love the team I work with too. So it's also strange because you work, and I'm sure you can attest to this, 100 hours a day with the same people, and so it's kind of weird when it comes to a halt, and then you don't get to do that. And if you actually like spending time with those people, even if it's on Zoom, it's a little weird to not see them every day.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we've
also
stayed in touch, but
just those moments, like for me, it can be exciting. We're waiting for the script, you get it, and you get to dive in and really start the thing that you've been prepping. So
Absolutely.
It's just the excitement of sort of that cycle and riding it that I miss.
That's awesome. Thank you.
yeah, the chaos really is what we miss. Yeah.
Organized, beautiful chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we are. All right, any questions before we close? Oh, we
got a hand.
What's up, buddy?
We got a few. Oh. My man right there.
Yeah, it's a question for Audrey. What about casting do you find fulfilling? And have you developed a kind of philosophy in your work to achieve that sense of fulfillment?
Well, Benjamin.
Got a fan.
That's a deep question. I feel like Morgan should answer this one.
Step aside. Seriously, I guess.
Exactly.
Does it take divorce?
I feel like it's.
I'm just kidding. I'm not actually divorced.
I've learned so many things about this man tonight. I feel like, one of my favorite things is, and as we've talked about, like finding someone who's never had the role before, or really worked in that capacity. And so I think my philosophy is just, when we're watching tapes, for example, it's being open to watching anybody. You can't really assume just seeing a person, how they're going to work for a role. And once you watch them, sometimes it is magic, or sometimes it doesn't work, but they're great for another role. So I think just being open-minded, truly. It's been, the most helpful.
Thank you, yeah.
We'll
Appreciate
go to our
that.
next question.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Q.
Yes.
Q.
Appreciate you.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Hello.
Good.
Hey. Glad you guys are here. My name is DJ Q Nice, resident DJ here at Breakroom 86.
Shout out
DJ Q, nice shout out. Pew, pew, pew.
My question is, how many times have you guys ever thought about quitting? And how did you talk yourself down or out of that? And like start with the lady first.
A lot of loaded questions here.
It's a loaded night.
I feel like when it comes, every single show is so different that there are projects that you're on that you do feel like you don't know how, you're going to be able to handle the next day because of how crazy it is. But I think because they go so quickly and we work on so many different projects, I think if there's a project that you're not just clicking with, it is going to end. So I think just, keeping that in mind and just thinking, by whatever calendar date, you'll be on to a new creative journey. So, yeah, I think that's
You ever
part
get
of it.
nervous about that? Like where the next project is gonna, if it's gonna come?
Again, I talk with my partner about this a lot because we both work in unstable fields. But that's kind of the fun of it, truly. It's kind of, it is like playing Risk with your bank account. But yes. The strike was a perfect example, but you also kind of learn what you can survive. So.
True. Leo?
Yeah, I would say in terms of like the kind of thing that just really sucks all the motivation out of you, it's, you search for a long time for some big roles and you read tons and tons of people and you get some people that you really love and then no one responds to them. And it can be so frustrating because you really thought you found what they were looking for and it's kind of back to the drawing board. So those are the times that are kind of the lows. I think the thing that gets me through it, kind of relating back to what you said, it's the people you work with.
Yeah.
You love the people you work with, so you're not going to walk away and leave them, alone to deal with the mess. You guys just kind of buckle up and do it together.
No, absolutely.
Nice.
Morgan?
Wow, let me just say, perfect answers. I feel like the theme of tonight's panel is they say some smart shit, and then I agree and make a joke.
All right, what's
You
your
want to
joke?
change the name
And I'm
of
going to
the
switch that up right now.
Let's go.
And I'm going to share a little piece of advice, if I may. It's okay to quit. Mr. DJ Q Nice, it is okay to quit. In fact, sometimes getting a little bit of perspective on the scenario can help a lot. I desperately wanted to be on the big stage with the fans screaming my... Come on, I'm trying to be serious, Mr. Nice. I desperately wanted to be on that stage with the fans screaming my name, Morgan. I never quite got that, so I quit and I moved to New York City and I got a job, an internship at age 27 at a advertising company. And oddly enough, that gave me perspective. And with this perspective, I was able to understand why and how art, acting, graphics, music can be a tool to support a scene. And I think if we can just drop our awareness and ego and understand how we can be of service to the production or the song or the scene, that can give you a little bit more perspective. There is a happy ending. I was 200 pounds eating every meal at my desk, and all of a sudden I get a call to come try out for an established band. And a few years later had parlayed that into a publishing deal with Sony.
Congrats, man.
And they were like, how are you so good at this film and TV thing? And I'm like, holy cow. It was the perspective. It was the moment I quit The moment I left this entire godforsaken industry and gained the knowledge and tools I needed.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
Round of
thank
applause
you.
for that, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
So we're gonna close out here, especially on that note. We'll if you guys anything you wanna brag about or shout out real quick, one at a time. You can talk about the I don't know,
Social
whomever.
medias, how people can find you, follow you. If you have anything to promote or whatever the case may be, this is the time to do it. Let's start with Morgan.
Yes, nice to meet everybody. Thanks for bearing with me on a couple of my terrible jokes. I'm not really known for my jokes, but Iteka got me in a little bit of a silly mood tonight. I just got back from London. I was a little under the weather, and Iteka said he loved me, and I love you too, buddy. That's Iteka Huckabee and Andre Abrahamian.
Yes.
Both with me at Echobend Recording
Let's go.
Company, some of the hardest working gentlemen I know, and thank you, Freddie, and thank you, Vinny, and a pleasure to meet you both tonight.
Thank you, brother, for joining us. Leo, you have anything to...
Not really promoting anything in particular. If you guys want to get in touch, Instagram at Leo Wolfe, Wolfe with an E.
Awesome.
That's it.
Thank you guys for having me. So nice
Thank
to
you for
meet
being here.
everyone.
Thank you for
Of
being
course.
here.
Yeah.
If you watch Lifetime movies, the first 2 weeks of November, there will be 2 of them airing that I directed. So
Congratulations.
They
That's
are-
great.
Congratulations.
Let's go.
Love that.
Can you say the names?
yes, one of them is called Devil on My Doorstep,
Okay.
and one of them is called You're Not Supposed to Be Here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Freddie, I'll get us popcorn.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely...
They're fun and they're Lifetime. They're
No, I love
they're
that.
amazing.
The
They're
titles
awesome.
alone.
They really
That's
are.
awesome.
They're
That's
really
awesome.
fun. So yeah, that's what I know. If you guys want to reach me on Instagram, it's very long, so please just ask me.
Well, yeah, we'll add everything down.
Truly.
But I appreciate you all. This was incredible. Thank you, Breakroom 86. Freddie, you want to close us out?
I'm going to close this out, and I'll just do a little shameless plug myself. So I'm producing and acting in a play that's opening next week in North Hollywood. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's at Theater 68. It's called Mauritius by Teresa Raybeck. We run for 5 weeks, Thursdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Sundays, the last 2 Sundays of the run, we open, we run 2 p.m. So there's 2 matinees at the end of the run. But we'd love for y'all to join us. I have some flyers there, but yeah, thank you to our guests for joining us, our industry guests.
Thanks for having
We
us.
appreciate y'all very much so. Thank you.
Yeah,
Vinny?
let's drink up, have some fun, tip our bartenders, and I hope you all have your dancing shoes on.
Stay
Let's
blessed,
do
guys.
this.
Thank you, Breakroom 86
All right,
again.
thank
Breakroom
you.
86, DJ Q Nice.
All right.
Let's get to work. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.